Now, guess what? We're live.
Hooray!
Ash, nice to see you, my friend.
Yay! Exciting. It's good to see you too. I am delighted to be here.
Yeah, it's well, the last time I spoke to you on a podcast was on Beanstalk.
That's right. And so that's been a
Yeah.
while, and a lot of stuff has uh, happened since then, I think. So I'm excited to
Yeah.
be on your own show now.
Yeah, I know. I went out on my own. I figured that like now is the time for me to, step out of my comfort zone and do my own thing and do what I want to do, you know what I mean? Instead of like Mike taught me so much about being a co-host for a podcast, you know, like even though a co-host can just like sit there and listen and whatever like an hour, but like you learn so much from it, which has been great. Really love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know uh, he's good at speaking with people. So I'm sure, and I know he makes everybody comfortable. So that was probably a good place to learn with.
Oh, he was great. Shout out to Mike. It's his birthday today too, by the way. So happy birthday, Mike.
Oh, happy birthday, Mike!
Yeah, I don't know if it's because obviously with the time difference with us over there, I'm guessing that will
Right.
be almost over now.
Well, it's today is the 17th.
Yes. Yeah, over there still. I'm confused
Well,
with all
no,
the.
he's going to be on the 17th now. Like,
Okay.
yeah, because he's behind
Okay.
me. So, like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. The entire time zone difference is a headache. But Ash, do you prefer Ash or Ashley?
Doesn't matter. Whatever you
Doesn't
prefer.
matter.
Ash is easy and good.
Ash is fine because that's what I call my sister anyway because she's got the same name as you. But
Oh,
congratulations on your podcast too, by the way. That's fucking
thank
amazing.
you. It's,
Yeah.
pardon me. It's been very exciting. I guess it's been, like, what day is it? This is, I guess, the third week that episodes have been coming out. We did three the launch week and two last week. There was just some special circumstances, and then we're just usually Monday morning, 9 a.m. British time.
Oh, awesome. So are you doing these once a week or
Yeah,
anything? They're all pre-recorded, aren't they?
they're all pre-recorded, but once a week, 9 in the morning, my time, like I say. Uh, and and then they go out on all streaming platforms and on YouTube with video and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So what made you want to start your own podcast?
I think so. I have a couple different businesses, right? I
Yeah.
have heavy metal hippie music where I do mostly artist consultations and, helping people think of new ways to monetize their music and um, help them kind of like with management stuff when they're not ready
Yeah.
for a manager. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like that stepping stone. They need some help, they need some advice. I have like a monthly membership, which is, it's great because you get like an hour small group calls for £15 a month. So you can't really beat that. Um, Otherwise, I do one on one consultations, and I charge like £100 for those, but then you get 100% of my time. And it's showing me that you're frozen, so I'm not sure. It could be me. I could just be talking to myself.
Sorry about that. We just froze for a second.
Nope, that's okay. I was like, uh-oh, is it me or is it what's going on?
Yeah, I
And
don't know. Yeah.
it could be me. My internet's been all weird the past few days, so sorry if it was me. Um,
Nah, shit happens. It's live. It's meant to be like that.
and so, yeah, so heavy metal hippie music, like I say, creative consultations. And under that, I'll be launching fairly soon kind of rock and metal subscription box where you get like beauty items and accessories and
Yeah,
everything like for each season. Okay. But on
that's
the other
cool.
side of that, yeah, I'm really excited and people seem to be quite pumped about it
Yeah,
already, even though like I've fallen way behind in all my social postings on that, but it's okay. Um, so people are excited because everybody likes, a new handbag or new sunglasses or something when you're getting it for way under retail value. Who doesn't like that?
yeah, right.
So there's that. And then I also, we talked about it before, but uh I'm a holistic therapist as well, and I do a lot of like sound therapy and energy healing, things like that. And
Yeah,
I have the Happy Healthy Hippie subscription box.
yeah,
And so that's really to increase self love, fight burnout, and just work towards living your best and most balanced life. So the thing is, these things to me, they're actually really, really connected.
yeah,
And I just actually realized like your shirt, the logo colors totally match my logo.
yeah. That's the reason why I wore it.
That's so cool. Okay, I
Yeah,
hope he has those here. But anyway,
oh, he will.
I didn't even notice the colors at first. So funny. On brand. Anyway, so I yeah, I see that these things they go really hand in hand with each other.
Yeah,
And more and more you have artists talking about like sobriety, talking about meditation, about their wellness practice, their diet, things they to do to avoid jet lag and things like that.
yeah,
Um, a lot more talking about like mental health and physical health and just sex, drugs, rock and roll, right?
yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, I am so passionate about both wellness and music. I need to find a way to bring it together. So I thought I'd bring both brands together into a
Yeah,
podcast format. And so that's where we get the healthy metal hippie, because it's all hippies, but healthy and metal. And it does work together. So we had Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper Band on a
yeah,
few weeks ago, which is very exciting. And it was great. I mean, I loved listening to him speak about, meditation, about mindset, technically manifestation in his own way, which is such this, hippy dippy woo kind of thing, but it's
yeah,
but it's not really. It's something
yeah,
that we all kind of practice in every day without realizing it. So it's really for me, it's all about the arts meeting wellness and using even the arts as like a healing tool. We had one of my friends, Rachel Knightley, on, and she is an author, but we talked, a lot about that. One, stopping writer's block, if you will. We talked about, you know, using writing as a wellness tool, and really just getting the work done, which is hard for writers. So,
yeah. That Ryan Roxy episode that because he was your first guest, yeah.
yeah.
So that's pretty damn good to have him as your first guest for your new podcast, right?
Yes, I mean, I am I'm really thankful because we have like a friendship, right?
Ooh,
But and so I'm I got lucky that way. And so I've also, I'm not going to say anything on this podcast right now, but if you like celebrity interviews of this kind, just keep watching because there's more to come. And so I think we have some exciting people that we haven't set a date for recording, but they've committed. So that's why I'm
yeah,
like, I'm not saying who yet, but the second we've got everything recorded, it will be announced. So make sure you're following and everything like that.
No, looking forward to it. I'm. It's the same thing with me. I've been doing this for 7 months
Right.
now. This podcast for 7 months, and yeah, I just been like reaching out to people and stuff like that. It's either going to say yes or no, or
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
or it's up to the management type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so and I mean, I think a lot of people just want to do it. I had one actually yesterday, and unfortunately, just with scheduling, she can't do it right now, but I'm like, "That's cool. Well, let's look at it in the future." And
yeah,
so, and I think it could be really cool, but it's, and that's it, unless it's a flat out like, "No," I think you're probably okay, check again
yeah,
down the road, all that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I think my favorite guest was Chalk and Calico that I had on last week.
Y
So like, to be the next guest after that.
Yeah, I'm like, "Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry you just got me."
yeah. But they were fun to chat to.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, they're amazing people, so,
Yeah,
you
because
know
like, because like what I like to do though is like I like to watch like previous interviews from them, and I trying to uh from what I've learned from Mike is what I wanted to do on here. It's just like to have fun, get to know the person, and stop asking the same stupid shit. You know what I mean?
but
And
that's just it, you
it
know?
is, yeah. But like sometimes, like I watch interviews, and some of the stuff is like sort of the same. You know what I mean? Like they get asked sort of like the same stuff all the time. But like I remember when I hit that live button, and then Chuck's like, "How's that guitar playing going, bro?" I'm just like, it's like, what do you say? You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
Without trying to fanboy out. You know what I mean?
yes. No, I know. I know what you mean. And I think that's the biggest thing is just they're still just people like
Yeah,
everybody else, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly right. That's what I like to say to my guests before I go on. I always just say like how I do this podcast. Like I have no script, I have no notes, no nothing. Let's just have fun for like an hour or something like that, and just get
Yeah.
to know each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
but like, yeah, Calico was just like so easy to chat to. She's just so fun to talk to as well. You know what I mean? She even agrees that Jason X is a great horror movie,
Right.
which is good in my books because people hate that movie. you know?
See, I gotta be honest, I'm, like, probably not a good person because I I don't love horror movies because 'cause I'm like, "Ooh." But, okay, so I have to tell you though, because we went to see The Omen, the
Oh,
new
the first
one,
Omen. Yes.
the one
How was
that's
that?
in theaters. Okay, so it was good. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if I've seen a full one of the other ones, but,
Yeah.
it's like it was actually really good, and I like that kind of stuff, which is really unsettling and just disturbing. I don't like blood and guts, I'm like, "Okay, cool story, bro," but, like, the ones that really mess with your head, it was kinda
Uh,
this one because you're like, "You know what? This could actually be
happen.
real." It
Yeah.
could, technically, right? And, like, I won't give too much away, but people are that crazy, and so, um, there were moments where I had to close my eyes because I was like, "Oh, no. Oh, no." And,
Yeah.
but, I mean, I'm also probably just like a big baby, so I think other people probably wouldn't have to close their eyes, but, you know, it's kinda
Well,
there were moments where I was like, "Well."
I think that's. I'm pretty sure that was a prequel.
Yeah, it was.
So I hate when they do that. When they do prequels from movies from like 50 years ago. I'm like, what's the point?
But you know what, though? It's so funny because I was talking about it with my boyfriend, and, we were, like, both saying, "Oh, yeah, I don't think we've seen the other ones," and so we said, "Oh, we're doing it right," because we we just waited till the prequel came out, and now we can watch the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to check it out because I haven't seen The Omen yet. So maybe I should watch that one and then watch The Omen, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh,
So it
yeah.
kind of so makes sense, you know,
Exactly.
and that
We're we're talking about watching the other ones, and I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." I like ghost kinda things. And I mean, I say I like the ones that mess with your head. I do and I don't
yeah,
because, like, you know, they can really, really mess you up. But
definitely.
at the same time, I'm like, "Okay, but those are actually interesting to me." So, I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I like those psychological thrillers and horrors.
Yeah. And
Get you thinking and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you're like you and, like, like, the movie, Midsummer. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, boy. That was nuts. It was beyond crazy. It's
Oh,
on Netflix. I'm not too sure.
okay.
It might be on Netflix where you are, but it's Netflix. It's on Netflix where I am at the moment.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I watched it on my lunch break at work just
Really?
to kill some time. Yeah.
Oh, see, and I like, oh god, I don't know. There were a few movies I was recently warned, like, "Yeah, don't, because this is not a good idea for you to watch," and I'm like, "Okay." I can't remember what they were, so don't ask me, but
Yeah.
I got, like, a list, like, "Yeah, just don't do it," you know? It's okay, okay. Just because it
Yeah.
will, like, mess you up, but I don't know.
Mm.
And to be totally honest, I don't watch a lot of movies or TV, period. I don't know. I find I'm always busy with other stuff, so I don't
Well, you
make it a
got a lot
priority.
going on at the moment.
Yeah, I have a few things on the go.
Weren't you doing like an essay thing the last time I was chatting to you?
Um,
Weren't you like studying or something like that? Or like some
s
assessment?
oh, yeah. So I've taken this big uh, social media management course. And so I have to do an assessment to qualify for the certification.
Mm.
I mean, it's like by a governing board in the UK. So it's like, it's a big deal. And I need to pass that 100%. And I mean, mostly because I want to help my businesses and whatever, help other people that I'm working with. But then I'm also very exciting. I am applying for citizenship, and um, so I have to take the life in the UK test like in a
Yeah,
week. And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, okay, I need to study for that. I just have a bunch of things going on in the businesses, just mostly kind of behind the scenes stuff, you know.
Mm.
Again, social media, prepping email campaigns, doing brand photography, like it's just stuff that you gotta do, right? But
Yeah, and plus your own show as well.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, the podcast, of course,
Yeah.
and I'm helping a band out tomorrow night uh, at one of their concerts in London, so, it's like everything, it stacks up, and it stacks up quick. So,
Yeah, right. You know who the band is? Like, can you say
y
the band?
yeah, sure, they're a UK band called Stand Man.
Okay.
And, I actually that was the episode we did on Friday on the podcast. It was with Dean from Stand and Man. Um,
Mm.
Very cool, if you like kinda 60s psychedelic rock sounds, and if you like the Beatles, you like The Who, you kind of like Oasis, you
Yeah,
know, uh, definitely for you.
yeah.
Um, they're out of Warrington, which is like just near Manchester. And yeah, so very interesting story on them. They toured with The Who actually a few years
That
back.
yeah,
Yeah, and like under a different name at that time. It was like 2016, they did a full North American tour, and very funny because I saw them then. I must have met them then because I'm like, I have their autographed album.
yeah,
Hilarious. And so I'm
yeah,
like, God, I might even have a picture with them somewhere. But weird, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Don't need to get into it. But so they're doing this UK tour under a new name now, Stand in Man. They were called Slide Digs previously.
yeah,
And so they're just doing like a little UK tour, their first headlining one. And so I'm just helping out with some merch while I'm there. So that's all.
yeah.
But
That's cool.
yeah, it'll be really good, and again, an episode to check out. He talks about touring with The Who and playing with, like, the Scorpions and, you know,
All
just
those big bands. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, and,
Yeah,
and the new album, like, I say it is quite good. It's, you'll really hear those Beatles and The Who influences on there, and so it's worth checking out. And I love the title. It's Life Intimidating Art. So it's
that's a
not
cool name.
right? It's not life
Yeah,
imitating art, it's life intimidating art, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in, I love it."
yeah. No, that's cool. And
Yeah.
you're doing album reviews on your album on your the
Y
album page as well, aren't you?
yeah, I've got I'm like, I have, like,
You
26
got heaps, innit?
Instagrams account,
I
but
know. It's so hard to like stay on top of this because I was having a look and you have like
I didn't
4.
thumbs down, sorry,
I
did
don't
I?
know. I was doing that when I had Chalk and Calico on, and it did that
Yes,
too. How does that work?
yes. Do a thumbs up, and then you'll get your fireworks.
No,
Yeah. No?
no,
Okay,
it
so it's
doesn't
really
work.
funny because that episode I did with Dean, I had done that before we started the episode, and it gave fireworks, and we tried to do that on the episode, and it didn't work. It was sad.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but, yeah, so I do usually it's singles, sometimes it's albums, but I don't know, I was talking with a friend, and we kinda realized that singles, especially for small bands, they just don't get reviewed. Nobody
yeah,
no nobody gives a fuck. They just wanna talk about albums, and they wanna make them all fancy, and you know what? I don't put in-depth reviews up there. I'm just kinda like,
same.
"This one feels like this, and I love this sound, it brings that, they've got shows coming up." Done, right? They're quick, but,
Yeah,
it's fun. We've had like a lot of different UK bands get in touch. They're just small, starting out like, hey, can you check us out and write about us? And I'm like, of course, like it's a small page. I do it just more for fun. It's not consistent, but it's there and it's great.
yeah, and it's also good to get their name out as well because like people that likes and subscribe to your stuff, will like come across it, listen to it, and read it, and like, oh, this band kicks ass, and then they will start
Yeah,
posting all over social media, and I think that's a great idea. I'm starting to do that now too on here, doing interviews, album reviews, and movie reviews as well. So
right, which is very cool. It's so sorry. I also have to apologize. I'm really stuffed up. My son
that's all good.
is like super into cologne right now.
Yeah,
And I like, honestly, the past few days, I, like, can't even breathe because he's like, and I'm like, "Stop, stop." But so I'm sorry, I'm super stuffed up because of that, but,
that's all good.
so just forgive me. Um, I'll tell you, so one I put up the other day, I'm just gonna pull it on my phone here. Uh, they're called cannibalized seagulls, okay?
I
And,
like that name.
it's I do too, and they are Okay, I'll show I don't know if it'll show, but okay.
Oh yeah,
These
I think I saw
guys,
the photo of that on Instagram.
I'm like, I don't know how to make it go in focus, but,
Yeah,
uh,
I know what photo you're talking about. 'Cause I've seen it this morning.
so I put a couple of their songs out. They
Yeah,
messaged me like, "Hey, can you put a review?" And I was like, "Okay,
sure.
sure." I listened to the first song and I was like, "What is this?" Like,
Yeah,
it's probably not something I would normally reach for, okay?
yeah.
But I gotta say, I am a mega fan of this band. Like, they are 16 to 18 years old, okay?
They're just getting started.
They've been together since September, okay? They
Yeah,
have released 3 singles. They have played at least, like, 6 shows now.
good on them.
Who else is doing that right now?
Not many because they're all going on like those stupid American or Britain's Got Talent bullshit thing to
But,
get
I
them.
mean, but not let's just not even that. People are taking years to do an album. They're
Mm,
releasing a single each year.
yeah,
They're "We have to do before we can go play a show."
yeah.
No, just be like these kids. It's
Like they're actually going out there and playing. They're probably playing like smaller venues, but they don't really care. But they just want to put their music out, which is good.
exactly, and people are, like, flocking to those seagulls. It's like it's so it's so funny, but it's so refreshing because I said to them too, I was, like, messaging them, like, "I don't I I don't get it. Can you tell me about you guys?" And, they said to me, like, "Yeah, we're just, like, a bunch of kids, we're pretty dumb, but we're just having fun and we wanna put our stuff out." And I'm like, "Sold. Okay. I will
I wish they're
promote
honest
every
about that.
single thing that you do."
Yeah,
Because it's cool. This latest track, I don't know if you know, I guess they're like I didn't realize they're a UK band, but, McCluskey, they're like kind of a punk band, I guess, but
okay.
I don't even know how you would class them, but, their latest song reminds me of McCluskey and, like, Nirvana if they had a baby. And
That's cool.
so it's like, again, I'm like, is this something for me personally that I'd be like, "Oh, gotta put this on all the time?" No, but
Yeah.
there's huge appeal in it, and I can see why people are really enjoying it.
No, well, good on them for like actually going out there and playing like wherever they can, really. Because like, well, they're old enough to go into a club, pub, or whatever to play their music and get the
Yeah.
music out. But like, um, I know watched an interview by Dave Grohl a couple of years ago. Can't remember what it was, but then I think he was saying something like, "Just go and fucking play those songs live. Just play it live if you want to
Yeah,
get your name out." And it's true. Like,
it is true, and you know what? In these small venues and little pubs and things like that, it's not so hard to get booked to play there. It's not
no,
easy, but it's not that hard. Anybody can really do it, you know?
yeah, yeah, man. Like, if it's like
You
once
can
a
put the
week,
show on yourself. It's not
just have a free concert in your garage and people will turn up.
you could do, yeah.
Yeah, just don't get the police involved and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's gonna be the key.
Yeah, but have you heard of the band called Death Angel? They're a 80s thrash metal band from the Bay Area.
Yes, I think so.
Have you heard their story?
I don't know, tell me.
They're all Filipino cousins. So they're American Filipino thrash metal band. Well, the original lineup was,
Yeah.
and they were all like cousins. and they all started like at 12 or something like that. And I think like the drummer at the time was like 10, 11 years old.
Wow.
And their first gig, I kid you not, their first gig was with, I think it was either Slayer or Megadeth. And they're all just kids,
That's
they're like 15 years old.
it's kind of amazing though. And it just
Yeah,
I appreciate that, like, yeah, okay, things are different now, but
yeah, yeah,
there are some pieces that you can still do, right? You can
yeah,
go play wherever. We were reading this article the other day too about some of your favorite albums, maybe not yours, but the world's favorite albums
yeah,
were recorded, for less than $1,000,
yeah,
you know. So while I understand that it does cost money to record and things like that, there is a way to do it that it doesn't have to cost you,
yeah,
an arm and a leg. You don't, that's the biggest excuse that I hear all the time is like, we, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. And it's like, to a point, I'm like, yeah, okay. But, uh, Paul McCartney made an album for like £600.
yeah.
I don't know. I think the most expensive one on that list was Poison, and it was like 23,000.
What album was it?
I don't remember, but
Yeah, probably
but
like one of the well-known
you know,
big albums or something.
like it was something like Sabbath had. I just want to say
Yeah,
it was like £1,000, but it
yeah,
was less, or maybe it was 600, and then Ozzy wanted to buy a jacket or shoes or something, and so they only had like 400,
yeah,
and they sold millions.
yeah.
So
Well, a
it's
lot of
different now, but don't tell me that you can't do it.
no. Well, like a lot of people now, a lot of artists now, and they're all like self-producing and self-mixing and self-releasing their own music now too.
And I think like releasing it yourself, doing DIY, I think it is in a lot of ways the way to go. The only thing is if you are going to produce it yourself, you're going to mix it. Sorry, make sure that you have studied up and you kind of know what you're doing because it needs to be mastered in different ways depending on how you're releasing it. And some of the stuff, if it sounds like shit when it goes on Spotify,
Yeah,
you're done for before you start, right?
yeah,
That's, and you do see that sometimes and you're like, such a shame because it's so good.
yeah. Well, I had Daniel Graves from industrial pop band Aesthetic Perfection. They're like a Swedish American industrial pop band, and he was telling me that like the only way to get your music out now is just by releasing singles before releasing a full length album.
And I
Putting a
think
full
that that's a strategy a lot of people are taking, and I think it's really cool. A lot of people are just done with full albums too. They're just doing EPs, and that's fine as well.
Yeah.
The biggest thing though is like be consistent.
Mm.
Don't go, we've got a single. Okay, that's a whole other thing. But you don't go, okay, here's our new single. It's out on Friday. And you're like, watch for more to come. 18 months later, you're like, we've got another single.
Mm.
No, you want to go one per month kind of deal.
Yeah.
Uh, don't, you can't be leaving these huge gaps. People lose interest. People
Oh
forget.
yeah.
You
And
know,
yeah, they're losing interest in you.
it's different if you're like the Rolling Stones, okay?
Yeah.
but,
Oh yeah, 100%.
but, okay. And here's the other thing I see all the time too So, and if you're an artist and you do this and you want help, just get in touch because then we can make a plan together. But
Mm.
you are not the Stones, and the Stones don't do this. So don't say, we have a new album coming out on Friday, buy it now. You need months.
Yeah,
You need at least a month to really build
yeah.
some hype around it. And I'd say a month for singles. You probably want longer for an album, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But I see it all the time, and it people go, "Oh, I didn't get that many streams. I didn't people didn't buy my album." And it's like, why though? Why do you really think? It's nothing to do with the music. It's not that people don't like you. You didn't
Yeah,
plan for it. It's
yeah,
and that's a harsh reality though. And and if it's something you haven't been able to plan for, then just put off the release for a little bit. Even if you're like, "Oh, I really wanna release it on Friday," great.
yeah,
Friday in 4 weeks, it's gonna do better, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, well,
It's
that's why they all have like Patreons as well when they release singles out for the members before putting it out on like Spotify and stuff like that for like early access and shit like that.
Yeah, and the early access stuff is really good. I mean, and that's a perk of being on Patreon and things like that,
Mm.
but, it's I there I also think Patreon is so cool for artists to have as a way
I
to
think so.
connect with fans or just, create kinda different content that they normally would. Uh,
Yeah,
so well, Eric Dover, he just started his Patreon a few weeks ago,
yeah,
and
right.
I'm really, really excited about it, so everybody should go join it. I
Check-
think he's got a free tier even,
Yeah,
so, and it's a great way to connect and learn more about whatever whoever you're following is doing. Uh,
yeah,
so it's worth it, right? And
yeah, it
like,
is.
and I've seen Patreon costs from different people anywhere from free to like 950 pounds, and
Yeah,
which you're like, oh, that's a lot. But people pay
it
it
is.
because people get the value for it, right?
Yeah,
But that's one huge way I think is great to hate that word exploit yourself as an artist, but it's true.
yeah. Well, like I've subscribed to a few Patreons on there as well, and I've connected with so many people around the world,
Yeah.
and which
And
is
I think
great.
that's the other thing. You build like another friendship within those groups too.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly like how what Ryan Roxy did with the Roxy Guitar Army when the first lockdown was like what 5 years
Yeah.
ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was, the first one. I can't remember. It was a very long time ago, but
Yeah.
like that connected a lot of people around the world by doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like I don't know, with his I'm trying to think. I'm like most of my connections in that group came after I moved to the UK. Not so
Mm.
much while I was in Canada, but yeah. So, like, in the last 5 years.
Yeah. So like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met you, Mike, Kanak, or anyone from the RGA. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
whatever. Maybe we still, maybe, but maybe not like, not maybe not like on the live stream how everybody was connecting with each other.
Yeah.
But like, I think that that was, I think meeting people through that was amazing because like I'm still chatting to most of those people now. you
Me
know
me too. Me too.
which is also good. No, but I think that changed a lot. And if it wasn't for Mike asking me to join his podcast, I wouldn't be doing this today as well.
Aw. I
Yeah,
it's, it's interesting. So, of course, Nita Strauss. she has done all the body shred challenges,
Yes.
and, I have been in all 6 of them, and, like, they're
Brutal.
just super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, but from there, I've made so many friends, and, you know, my boyfriend's from the body shred too, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's connected so many people, especially across the states, like, there's, like, dozens of them getting together all the time, but you find these pockets of, interests, and you connect with these people just over these common interests, right? It's pretty cool how small the world is.
Was the body shred through her Patreon?
No. No.
No.
It's
Or
just
was it
it's
like her
just
own
it's
thing?
a thing, yeah.
Because I know I'm pretty sure she had like a fitness thing, right?
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
fitness thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really cool now that a lot of artists are looking after their health, are getting into fitness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And there's heaps of them out there that have been doing it for a while now.
yeah.
Um, have you heard of a band called Bleeding Through? They're from California, Orange County, I think, and they're like hardcore metalcore metal band.
Right, I think so.
So their lead singer for Bleeding Through owns a gym,
Oh,
Rise
cool.
Above Rise Above Fitness, and I think it's been going on for like about maybe 7 years, 8 years now. I've been following since I discovered them for that long and buying their stuff. And he's like when he I think after Bleeding Through, he wanted to focus on health and fitness and opening up his own gym, but like make it like for outsiders and meet like metalheads and play his own music and all that stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and like he does like programs as well online. I haven't really like looked into them or anything like that, but I have seen them popped up like on social media and stuff. But like the dude used to be like super skinny, but like since he got into like health and fitness and becoming a trainer and starting his own gym, he's just like full on jacked.
Muscles.
Yeah, yeah, for metal as well. But like I think that's pretty cool as too, because like back then it's just all about drugs and alcohol and just partying 24/7.
Yeah, but it's like it's not the way anymore, you know?
No, no. And
It's
it's actually good to see like Nita Strauss bringing in stuff like that, to bring other people in to join and the fitness journey as well. Um, who else? Like yeah, Ryan Roxy looks like he keeps in shape as well.
yeah, yeah.
I've heard that he's been doing the same workout routine for the last 20 years or whatever it is.
Well, he was saying he does, like, 40 minutes of cardio a day on my podcast, that's what he was talking about, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Aw, so
yeah.
sweet."
Like that dude has aged like fine wine
Yes, he looks amazing.
for his. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, sweet. I don't know what's to go here. It's the connection again, but it's live. It's normal. But yeah, I remember the first time I met him was at the Motley Crue farewell tour, and he was doing the meet and greet parking
Right,
lot.
with the parking lot.
Yeah, with Nita Strauss and stuff like that, and that was
Right,
cool. And then a few years later, I went to Nita Strauss's um, guitar clinic in Sydney.
right. Oh,
Well, I think
cool.
it was before the first lockdown, and then she did like a little meet and greet afterwards, and she remembered who I was,
Aw.
which is always good.
It was I mean, you'll if you listen to the Roxy episode, you'll know, but we met in Norway in 2014,
Yeah,
and, um, and so we've just kinda been friends since then, and it's really nice. I've It's funny because Nina knows who I am, but, we've only met in passing, like, once at one of
Yeah,
those, parking lot things, so
yeah.
it's
But like, isn't it cool though? Like they like even after just from one meet, and then a few years later, they still know who you are.
so the weirdest one for me is Alice himself,
Oh,
where
really?
he's like, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh shit.
Alice Cooper knows me. Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool."
Did you meet him at a meet and greet?
Yes, I've been to, I don't know, a bunch of meet and greets with him, and so
Yeah.
but it was weird. I think I was, like, at a show, and then I went to see him at Comic-Con, uh, I don't know, in Edmonton, kinda close to where I was from in Canada, I got up to the table, "Hey, blah, blah, blah," and he was like, "Oh my god, I know you. I saw you a few weeks ago. You were here. We did," and I was like, "Yeah, that's right."
Yeah. Fucking that's awesome that he still remembers those things too.
Right?
Like,
You're like, "Oh."
yeah, especially, it's so funny when I had Chris Latham and Chuck on, like, I was just like, I just want to say I'm sorry for butchering your songs on Instagram and all that.
Aw.
And then Chris was like, I'll let you know if you butcher them. You've done a really good job and stuff like that. I'm like, ah. And then Chuck was like, man, like, you know, it was very inspiring to meet you because we felt like we were doing something right to see you posting up you put like playing our songs on Instagram and
Aw.
really dig it. So stuff like that. Like I don't like the fanboy out, like I was saying to you before about these
Yeah,
things. But like it's like those things mean a lot. Like those little things from people like them to give you
yeah.
compliments like that, that means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. It's,
You know? Yeah.
it's
But
it's huge.
it is, and obviously they know who I am because I'm fucking tagging them in their covers and shit
Yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah, pretty much. Like, have you listened to the new single "Run for Your Life"?
Yes, I did listen to that. I'm like, I I'm trying to remember it now because 'cause I'm just like
That
I
is a
listened to
heck
it a
of
few times through, but I like everything that they do.
yeah. I'm looking forward to all the 11 video clips
Yeah, yeah.
because Calico was saying that they just finished doing 11 video clips for the music videos for the 11 tracks, and
Right.
it's going to be turn out to be like an hour and 20-minute movie
Oh,
length. So
cool.
from what I've heard from another episode, it's like they're releasing 11 video clips for 11 tracks, but then you got to put them together.
Gotcha. That'll be really cool then.
That's interesting, and I think that's pretty cool too that they are doing something like that, something different, something that maybe other like hard rock metal bands aren't doing with video clips these days. I think Slayer did it with the Repentless video clip and stuff like that. I think they did like 3 parts or whatever it is.
Right.
But no, I'm really looking forward to the new Beastie stuff. And after that interview, a few hours later, I learned Run for Your Life on guitar and posted up on Instagram and tagged them, and I loved it.
Oh, so cool. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, to hear stuff like that from people like them, man, it's amazing. And like, you got to have them on your podcast or something like that because I think you'll just click just like
Yeah,
that.
I will. I'll have to. I mean, we
Yeah,
did talk about Chuck's abs when with Ryan.
yeah. I was actually surprised he's actually like type 2 diabetic.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Ah,
that's why he's like I think he has for a few years now. But I think that's why he's like on a strict diet.
right, which is fair.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
but at least I know as long as I've been seeing them, he's always looked in great shape, so
Yeah, yeah. Like it doesn't look like he works out as much or anything like that. I think it's just like you are what you eat, right?
yeah,
As long as you're
that's
staying
true.
active and
I'm
stuff. Like
like,
I always say to people, like with working out and stuff like that, it's like it's 90%. It's all like part of your diet when you're working out. So it's like 90% of your diet and 10% of the hard work at the gym.
yeah,
You know, some
it's
people get
so
birthday.
true. I
Yeah,
know people are like, I worked out, I can eat pizza. It's like, I
no.
guess, but no.
Yeah, yeah. I guess people get the wrong idea
And you
with
know what?
all.
I don't have a perfect diet. People
I mean,
are people are always like, "Oh my god, Ash, you eat so healthy." And I'm like, "You know what? I do. I eat a lot of vegetables, and I
yeah,
eat like good quality meats and whatever. But
yeah,
I also love to eat on occasion a bowl of Frosties. Okay? Like I love chocolate. I love biscuits. I love sweet and salty popcorn. I
yeah.
you know,
Nothing.
so don't I like gummy bears.
Yeah,
It's
that's
e
it's good to have them every now and then, but like it's
exactly, but I don't think by a long shot, I don't follow that standard American diet.
oh
So,
yeah. I think you should just go by what you think it's good. I guess
I
everyone's
think
different,
so.
and everybody doing calorie counting. Fuck that. I can't do
Yeah.
that shit. That's just
You
like
know
too
what?
much.
There's times where I will just, like, check in for a week, say, and just be like, "Am I eating enough or am I eating too much?" So I'll just kinda check it mostly to see where my protein's at, how overall calories and sugars and everything are. But, you know, then I kinda let it go after. But I like those check-ins for myself because I am also very prone to stress eating.
Yeah,
Uh,
I am. That's not good.
so so I have to be careful with that sometimes, and I don't know, maybe it's just because 'cause I'm old or
Yeah,
because I've had a baby, but I put on weight very, very easily, but
yeah. I'm the same thing
it's
too. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so
It's
I try to, watch it a bit. Uh,
yeah, yeah. I'm the same. I put on if I go all out of just eating this shit for like 2 days,
yeah,
I feel like shit. But I do take my supplements and stuff like that. So
right. And so
yeah.
what do you do for fitness usually? What's your go-to?
Well, so I was doing powerlifting for the last 4 years and stuff like that, or maybe before like the pandemic. But then obviously the pandemic changed everything
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So you want to change your routine a little bit. I'm still doing a little bit of strength training here and there, but it more like cardio, a little bit of cardio and strength in between. So a bit of like strength and conditioning and stuff like that. Um,
cool.
I still do like a lot of hikes and stuff like that every now and then. I haven't been on one in a while, but like my sister and I went on a 10K run. That fucking
Yeah.
almost killed me. It was raining. It was like at this. It was muggy
Oh,
and raining at the same time. It was gross. There was like leeches all
ew.
over my legs.
No. Ew.
It wasn't fun, but it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but yeah, that's all I've been doing, and I'm only working out 3 days a week,
right.
and that's
I'm
about it.
like, I uh, am definitely ADHD. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, I have to do something every day or I'll go crazy. First of all, it's good because I have a dog who's always like, "Mommy, take me out." But I've got Uh, on top of that, I do kind of weightlifting, strength training, like
Yeah,
usually 4 or 5 days a week.
that's
And,
that's good.
and then we are doing like our puppy walk. So we'll usually do, depends on the day, but we'll do like, say, 5 to 15K a day. But
That's pretty good.
yeah, but I've got a border collie, right? So he's very much like, let's go forever.
How
Yeah.
old?
He's 4, almost 4.
Yeah, fucking they're active dogs too.
Yep. Just a bit.
I had a Kelpie cross cattle dog like years ago, and fucking hell, man, they are so active. Like they want you to do stuff with them.
Yeah, he wants to work all the time.
Yeah, yeah, and especially like going out for walks. You put like the leash around him, and it will fucking drag you. I'm like, chill. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's that's my boy. I show he's my lock screen, so I show him to you. He's
Oh, that's
very
cute.
Yeah. It's not in
Yeah,
focus, but whatever. He's cute.
yeah.
He
Ah, that's all.
he yeah, and we're because I'm crazy, we're talking about getting a second dog for my son. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But like a little fluffy thing, not another border collie. The house couldn't
No,
handle it.
that'd be too much. Mum's got like a little, I think it's like a little Jack Russell cross
Oh,
something like that. They're nice dogs, but like fucking, she hates me, eh?
they can be very feisty. Like
Yeah,
my grandmother had one and she liked her, she liked my mom, she liked me, but she would bite like everybody else. And I'm like, ooh, let me
yeah.
see.
Mine would just because it's not really used to me and stuff like
Right,
that. Every now and I remember taking it out for a walk and it just wanted to kill people. As soon as
oh
we
my
get home, it
god,
just sleeps.
holy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like little dog syndrome or something like that.
But
Like
you
the
know
other
what?
day, not the other day. The last time I had her, we were at the park and it was like barking at a branch. I'm like, what the hell?
Right. I I had a chihuahua, right?
Oh yeah, I had one
And
of those too.
but everybody says they're awful, but she was like the sweetest thing ever. And my
Yeah,
mom, she has a chihuahua too. She also, I mean, she is the sweetest thing, but she does have a little feisty side to her. So,
yeah,
but even now she's like 14 and yeah, she's still feisty, like, don't come near my food. And
yeah. We had a Chihuahua cross Pomeranian. I think we've had her for like
oh,
shit for a very long time. She died from old age or something like 8 years ago or something. But
oh.
fuck, man, they're like the yappiest dog.
But see, that's the
You can
thing,
lose it easy too.
like my girl, she wasn't yappy really. Uh,
Yeah,
my mom's, she kind of is, but not too bad, not more than my dog is. So,
yeah. But nah. But I do miss her. But yeah, she was an old gal, and I remember when she passed away. This is like when my mum was living somewhere else. She passed away, so
uh,
buried she buried her in the backyard and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that pet cemetery vibes.
yeah.
Yeah, and I remember so when her partner passed away from cancer like 5 years ago, I think it was maybe 5 years ago. I don't remember. Yeah, 4 years ago. She had to sell the house and she wanted to move back closer to me, my brother, and my sister were.
Yeah.
But to my mom, I'm like, what are you gonna do with the dog's corpse that you left in the thing that was buried?
Right.
And she's like, I'll just leave it.
Hopefully it, like, wasn't found, because
Oh, hopefully they like. I think someone's living in the house now, but I wonder if they put like the price up for that. or put in the description.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Uh,
Yeah,
though, I mean,
this
I
place
just
has
think
got
it
a
would
good
be
food.
awful. You're digging, and then it's like,
Yeah,
there's a
just
dog. Okay.
yeah, and it just comes back like as a zombie, like in Pet Cemetery or something like that. Like
No.
a cat. And all
Oh,
that. To go back with music, have you listened to Mick Mars' solo album?
yes, and I really love it.
Me too.
So, I
Me
hate
and
Motley
Mike,
Crue.
you
I
hate him?
truly I
I don't
hate
like him now.
I hate Motley Crue. I tried, okay? I really tried. I don't like it. But Mick Mars, his solo album, sign me up. It's so good,
Well, me and Mike did a album review for it for the podcast a
right?
few months ago. I think it was a few months ago, maybe early this year, or whatever it is. I had a message from somebody. He left a like and comment, and he said something as, "Great episode, guys. I'm glad that you enjoyed the album." And I'm like, "Oh, cheers, dude. I really appreciate it. Like, make sure subscribe and blah 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 blah. What part did you play on the album?" And he replied back saying, "As I sang on the two songs,
Right?
the Killing Breed and something else." But yeah, it was a singer that sung those two songs on the album that friggin' liked and commented on my
Oh,
episode. And I'm
so cool.
like, shit. So I screenshot and sent it to Mike. I'm like, dude, this just happened.
Aw, that's really
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah, I know.
it it feels good because then it's like, it's reaching people and obviously you're having a good reaction to it. And that's really great.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a good I don't have a big following or anything like that, or both on YouTube or on Instagram. But think like um I think like if you want to promote yourself out there as well, is probably like to get like big guests on your podcast, because like they will share
Yeah.
the shit out of it, and people
Yeah.
will find out about you and they will follow you. I don't like them
Yeah.
whole paid promotion shit.
No, no, I agree. I think everything should be more organic. It's just I think the thing is you find the right people who align with your show, and
Hmm.
then it kinda all just comes together, right?
Yeah, it's like a word of mouth, really,
Yeah, and
which is
so
good.
as long as you're putting good stuff out there, eventually people will
Yeah,
come around.
yeah. But Mick Mars' solo album, man, like it's like very it's sort of uh, the '90s era of Motley Crue when John Corabi was in the band, like that heavy grunge
Yeah,
style. Then like, have you noticed with each track it kind of goes like the heavy songs, and then it goes to the ballads, then to the heavy
yes,
songs, and then two ballads, and then
yeah.
two heavy songs and stuff like that, and finish it with a heavy blues track. I think that's amazing.
It was, and I gotta be honest, I haven't gone super in depth with it yet, but I've run through it a few times and I'm just like, it is. It's so good.
Yeah,
Like, and I think it's too bad for the crew that they don't have him anymore. So
yeah, you
bad
know.
behavior, though.
Yes, especially when they said they want to do a farewell tour. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Bands need
We'll
to
just
stop
be
doing
fine.
that.
I
They need to
mean,
stop saying this whole farewell shit. You know what I mean?
and then coming back 2 years later.
It's the money, really. Or they're just bored with life and they got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You know?
mean, it would be the money. I don't mind, like, reunion tours, but I don't I don't like we're retired, we're never playing again, we're blah blah blah. And then it's like 5 years, 2 years, 5 years later. Hey, how's it going? We're back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like that with Slayer, right? Kerry King has
Yeah,
a solo band
yeah,
out, and it's the singer from Death Angel, and I think the drummer from Slayer, and the guitarist from Machine Head's in there and stuff like that. So
right.
apparently, Slayer announced a reunion tour.
Yeah.
They were supposed to pay a festival, and then after that, they canceled it and said it's not going to happen anymore.
Which, yeah, we saw that too. It was really odd, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
and like the whole story behind that, I think it was Tom Araya's wife was begging him to go back out on tour,
Oh,
was nagging him about it, like saying, get in contact with Kerry King again and get the band back together and stuff. But I think Tom's done with touring, and I think it's
right,
because of like, the back issues that he had over the years and his neck as well.
right.
So like the guys are still making off money off bloody album sales anyway, aren't they?
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know. The music industry is weird. It's a weird thing. But you actually go and before we went live, you said you were going to see Billy Vallow soon.
Yeah, yeah, in May. I think it's the
Oh
10th.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what day it is, but yeah. So he'll be back at at the Royal Albert Hall, here
Oh,
in
that's
London.
huge.
Yeah,
That's huge.
I love that venue. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be really nice to go to.
Yeah, when I went and saw him, um, I know he changed the set list from Melbourne to Sydney and that.
Right.
So he played like When Love and Death Embrace from like his first album, and then they
Yeah.
played Poison Girl, which the people in Melbourne didn't get. Sucked
Oh,
in. Yeah, but then he also played like Killing Loneliness and Wings of a Butterfly and all that stuff like that. But
yeah.
that was an amazing show, that, and I've got like pictures there. Like, come on.
Ooh.
I
Yeah, you
know.
got some good pictures too. I
Yeah, that was
think
that was a that was a great. That looked like he's doing like some stand up comedy there.
it kinda does, but that's okay.
Yeah, but his vocals were on point. He was like, because you know how like back when he was singing with him, and like he'll be like smoking and drinking
Yeah. I
and
remember
stuff.
that.
Yeah, yeah. But now, I think he's been like what 4 or 5 years sober now.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's vegetarian too, or vegan. No, he's vegetarian too, by the way.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah, but when I saw him live, like he just looked so happy on stage without holding alcohol or a cigarette in his hand. He'll be
Yeah.
drinking his tea and drinking water, and that's it. And his vocal range now is just amazing. Even like playing the songs from his solo album, which I love as well. I could
I
play that
know.
album from start to finish like 10 times and I get sick of it.
Yes, me too. It is that good.
Yeah. Yeah, he just sounds so amazing live. Um, I know I've read something on a group page that like he has like social anxiety or something like that. So that's probably one of the reasons why he doesn't really interact with the crowd as much in between songs.
It's fine.
And I think that's like one of the reasons why he smokes and drinks on stage to calm his nerves down. I guess his anxieties down. I guess in front of millions, thousands of people on stage, like when he's on
Yeah.
stage.
I mean, and you can to a point you can understand, right?
Yeah, but I remember when he was playing "Run Over the Sun," and he looked at me and he smiled, and I'm like, ah.
Oh,
I know it was like, yeah, that handsome dude.
I love that.
Yeah, but he was great. hopefully he'll do some more solo stuff.
I
You
hope
know,
so too, because it is that good. I know we
it is.
saw him. I'm like, that was last year. We saw him
So
here
this
in
will be the second
London.
time you've seen him live, then.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him back in 2008, I think it was, and,
Yeah,
so that was great, so but yes, on this tour, it'll be the
yeah,
second time, and
yeah.
so I'm really looking forward to it. My seats aren't great, but there's also not a bad seat at Royal Albert Hall, so
Who cares? It's a big
it's
venue too,
you know,
isn't it?
I mean, it's like 3,000, 5,000, somewhere in there. It's not
Yeah,
huge, but
yeah. I'm pretty sure Opeth played there a couple of years ago.
probably.
Yeah, because I think I got the DVD of that, and they were playing Blackwater Park from start to finish
Right.
and stuff like that. If anyone doesn't know who Opeth is, fucking check them out because they're amazing.
Yes.
Well, the early stuff was like death metal, but then they kind of went, I don't know, prog, soft rock metal, I guess, over the years. Like they just went straight singing
Yeah.
or something like that. I haven't heard from them in a while, but
No.
yeah. But Ash, thanks for coming on and hanging out.
Yeah, I am so happy to have
Yeah, it
been
was so
here
cool.
today.
Yeah, and congrats on your podcast as well. Go and check
Thank
out all of her
you.
stuff on social media. I'll put it on the links. I'll put all the links and descriptions later on because there's like a shit ton of links to put up there.
Yeah, I
But
have, like, a few websites, a few Instagrams, a few everything, so
you're like,
I
yeah,
I've got a lot of
I
stuff
don't,
going on, but it's good.
I don't know how you do it. I'm struggling to do two things at once. But
Uh,
yeah. But I
yeah.
also want to give a shout out to a podcaster and YouTuber who followed me recently. His name is Chuck Shoot. He has a podcast called the Chuck Shoot podcast. He's interviewed so many cool people. He's interviewed Phil Lewis from LA Guns.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
he yeah, he's interviewed bloody we all good now?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But yeah. Yeah. So guys, make sure you check out Ash and all of her social medias and check out her interview with Ryan Roxy. That was fucking amazing. But
Yeah.
Ash, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for your friendship all over the years and staying in
Yes, you
keeping in
too.
contact. Any last words you want to say to anyone out there?
I guess today, take care of yourself and make some magic this week.
Exactly, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. If anyone's been watching on Facebook, thank you very much. But guys, I'll see you all next time. And be kind to each other and stay spooky, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Bye.